And now, I welcome all of those coming online with us and say thank you for joining us. We have a inspirational reading coming up, and it comes from the book 365 Days of Richer Living, Daily Inspiration. The authors are Ernest Holmes and Raymond Charles Barker. My mind is receptive to new ideas, and my thought is centered in new beginnings. For behold, I create a new heaven and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind. Nothing is ever twice alike. It is said that the physical body is never more than a year old, and that we discard many bodies through our life. Everything is continuously being recreated, and it literally is true that the divine spirit, creative spirit, is forever making a new heaven and a new earth. We must permit it to make a new one for us. And so we say, thank you, wonderful God. And now, we have center events. This Sunday, we have an LBR, Local Board of Regents, and an International Board of Administrators meeting after this service, and so anybody who would like to come may do so. And on the 26th, we have our Sunday celebration and our potluck birthday Sunday. And it's a good time to bring a friend because we have a beautiful, beautiful meal and beautiful, usually a cake or some celebratory thing with candles on it for our birthday people for that Sunday. And it's a good time to bring a friend to get to know us a little bit better. We have our spiritual celebration this year is called Peace Within Us, and it is being held at Vina de Lestenac in Temecula, California. We have a registration form, and we also have one online at teachingoftheinnerchrist.org under retreats. You'll find a flyer there, and right next to the flyer is the registration form. So if you'd like to join us, you need to do it very quickly because we have to give them a head count here pretty quick so they can prepare the meals for us. But we have Thursday, we're going to be creating peace within us. Friday, we're going to be expanding that peace within us. And Saturday, experiencing that peace within us. And on Sunday, we're going to be sharing that peace within us. And we invite you to come. We'll have dancing and singing and workshops, joy shops actually, laughter, uplifting love power circles for those who are have been taken inner sensitivity or who have had an inner Christ counseling. And we have a raffle, and we have a lot of other things. The food is just fantastic. They have chefs coming for us. That's why we need to know ahead of time so that they can come. And we have vegetarian, we have vegan food available to anybody who chooses that. And so, if you'd like to join, better hurry. Thank you. And also at that we have a raffle. And so we invite anyone who is coming to bring something that you may have, some gently used or some new items that you would like to donate to the raffle. We have some art out in there. We have some kitchen appliances that are gently used, and we have I think we could use a car wash if somebody would like to do a car wash, donate a car wash, and of course cash donations are always nice too. So that would be another way to do that. So in our book of the month we have Learn to Live by Irvin Seal, and this is a new thought interpretation of the parables. And for those of you who are a student of the Bible, this is an excellent book to have for that study. And Dr. Seal interprets the Bible, the parables of the Bible from the New Thought perspective. And so if you're into New Thought, which we are, then we suggest that this is a good book for your library. Originally it's $12.95, but with a 20% discount, that brings it to $10.36 plus tax. But for, if you take off it comes to $11.21 with the 20% discount. So it's a good book for your library, for your student of the Bible. And let's see, I think that's it for now. And so we have a really talented lady speaking to us this morning. She is a minister of the teaching of the Antichrist, and she's been with us since, I think, the 80s or 90s. Anyway, she's been with us a long time. She's a wonderful teacher, both as English as a second language and as a teaching of the Antichrist teacher as well. She is a lady who does a lot of things. She does a lot of things around the teaching of the Antichrist as a volunteer, and as she helps us keep the place in order. And I'd like for you to help me welcome, speaking to us on Joy Discovered, Reverend Elaine Fuller-Zachey. Please help me welcome her.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Joy discovered. Joy discovered. Joy is always there, but sometimes we need to allow ourselves to discover it. And it's always a part of our everyday lives, even when we experience seeming occurrences and ideas that oppose joy. So one sister experienced joy, one of my sisters experienced joy in a new home and a wonderful new climate. Another sister experienced joy in physical comfort and mental health. And a brother-in-law experienced joy and peace and increased mobility. So they were all happy. And me, well, I experienced joy with freedom from a timeshare. I mean, that really exists. Wow. So joyful congratulations to all of us, right? And to you too, because I know that you have joy that you have discovered. And if not, it's right here, right now. My sister Cindy, well, she worked for this wonderful company, and they were in Pennsylvania. And the owners decided to move. Where? To Florida. Well, down to here. Okay, so they moved the company and moved all the employees, just lock, stock, and barrel, took off and went down to Florida. And they went to Port St. Lucie in Florida, and my sister bought a home there. It was the first home she'd ever bought, and she was really happy about it. And Florida offers a few challenges. We know about that. Sometimes the weather is violent and wild and it and damaging. So it damaged her house and her pool and her yard and all kinds of damages. At least she didn't wake up to find an alligator in her pool. She had to repair, replace, and rebuild several times, and the last time she had to do that, it was a new roof. Her old one just wouldn't take any more repairs, and it wouldn't withstand any more violent storms. So she did that. Now she has a brand new roof that is strong and safe and wonderful. She loves the climate. She loves it. It's really soft and lovely, and when it's too hot, Florida does get hot, we know, she goes into her home, which is comfortably air conditioned, so, she's happy there. She's happy to be retired now, too. She gets to sleep in, sometimes to 12 o'clock or even later. I know my sister, she does that. And instead of rushing around to go to work and get ready and get dressed and get there on time, how happy She can dress in tank tops, shorts, wear flip-flops, and go into the pool whenever she wants. She loves it. She loves also to have the opportunity to look at the trees and the grass, and everything is so green in Florida. I mean, think of all the rain. Of course it's green and beautiful. So she's discovered her joy there and her peace. Louise, my other sister, and Gary, her husband, have a nice home in Syracuse, New York. It's kind of upstate, northern New York. It's a nice home. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, a large kitchen, really nice, and a comfortable living room, and a little kind of library room. They made it into a library. They don't know what it is, but it's great. They have a garage, and they have a large, beautiful backyard. And it's kind of halfway wild, has that feeling, just that wild, maybe mysterious feeling. And the backyard is beautifully green, and a lot of trees and vines, and sometimes you can see wild turkeys strolling through the backyard, or a raccoon, or, surprise, a skunk sometimes. So, they're all there, and they're beautiful, and it's wonderful. And the snow, well, it's cold. Sometimes the snow is 3 feet deep or more. It's upstate New York, right? And it was a lot of fun when we were kids. We used to go out and play in it, and just jump on these huge snow banks right in front of our house and slide down them and make snow angels. But now the snow and the cold seems to aggravate Louisa's arthritis, so that her feet and her back hurt, and she feels stiffness. Also, the door that people use as a back door instead of the front door, and it goes in and out of the kitchen. So when people go in and out of the kitchen, they track mud and snow into the kitchen. It's a mess. And Gary, so there are some challenges there. Gary too has had challenges. He was a trucker, and he had an accident when the truck's brakes failed. Wouldn't even slow down. So he crashed right into the side of a mountain, and had some injuries, seeming permanent. A specialist in New York treats him every 6 months, I believe, and it helps him to feel better. However, the cold seems to aggravate his back, because it's his back, especially the small of his back, has a lot of scarring, and it doesn't want to give and flex like the muscle, so it seems to cause him pain. And he doesn't shovel the snow anymore, not out of the driveway, not off of the porch, not off of any sidewalk, and it's frustrating for him. So Louise and Gary hire someone to do it. Easy peasy. Also, the house, the upstairs kind of attic part, has become a collection place for 2 sets of deceased parents to store their goods up there. When they passed on. And I have to admit that I've left a few items there too, because I moved from New York to California, and treasures that I couldn't part with yet. And so they are clearing this out bit by bit, little bit by little bit, and so that they can sell this house and just permanently move out of it. So they want to move to Florida. Seems like people on that coast love to go to Florida when they get older. Louise and Gary spend a lot of time in my sister Cindy's second bedroom in her house in Florida. And they spend most of their time living there. And they love it. For Louise, the climate is friendlier, nicer. Her feet and her back don't hurt, and she doesn't feel stiffness, so she's really happy about that. That's joy discovered. And she doesn't feel cold by looking outside and seeing snow in Florida. There is no snow in Florida, right? I mean, no snow, no cold. Freedom for Louise. And Gary, he's happy too. The climate is good for him. He has increased mobility, and so he just generally feels better too. He can fish when he wants. Sometimes I have heard that he has been fishing sometimes for 8 hours at a time. Well, to each our own, and he loves it. And sometimes he just likes to sit by the side of Cindy's pool and just enjoy the breeze and the slow, comfortable lifestyle out there. Yeah. And just maybe look at the clouds, as they drift by. Just relax. And cats, naturally, they have cats. And there's one who likes to take a dip in the pool. Really. And he goes swimming in the pool, and he gets out, and sometimes Louise, Gary, or Cindy, they help him get out, they fish him out. Then he goes into the house with little wet cat feet and cat fur and does this wet cat thing. I don't understand that. And also Cindy and Louise are gifting my sister, it was a surprise, they're remodeling the second bathroom at her house. And I don't know the particulars about that, but Cindy is very pleased about it. So it's just a joy discovered for Louise and Gary, and for Cindy too. They respect each other, they respect each other's privacy, and they share all sorts of wonderful things too. Like Louise likes to cook, so Louise does cooking, and Cindy does the cleaning up afterwards. Share and beautiful, and Gary does eating along with them, so it's perfect. My own joy discovered relates to the Ridge at Lake Tahoe timeshare. So, like I said before, be careful of timeshares. We did enjoy it though, my husband and I. We bought into it 1 week up there during the ski season, the prime season. And we skied, and we just loved it so very much. It was thrilling. Oh, thrilling to go down those hills, go back and forth. And the beauty, the snow, and the mountains, just to look at it was thrilling. And after we skied, we'd go into the little restaurant, and we'd probably get a Black Russian or something, or my husband would get something else, and just sit there, and maybe we'd get a little something to eat. And then we'd go upstairs to our apartment there, our room, and they had what's it called, a hot tub right there in the building. So we'd go out to the hot tub and just go, whoa, for a while, just woof, let the day finish off in that hot tub. Beautiful memories. And as we got older, we didn't go there as much, and then we stopped. And when my husband passed away, I discovered what a financial burden and unused timeshare was. Surprise, surprise. Well, I called the company at the Ridge, Lake Tahoe, and tried for like a year at least to give it back, sell it back, whatever, not be involved with it. And they just gave me a runaround. Call this person, call that person, send in a paper, do something else. And nobody knew what to do, supposedly. And so I went away, left them alone, and after a while, Better Business Bureau. They have a lot of ideas. They help people. So I went to Better Business Bureau, and they had a small list of companies who help people get out of timeshares. Wonderful. So I chose a nicely rated company. I was, of course, guided by my inner Christ through prayer, meditation, channeling, all the way with this, and it felt great, wonderful, it felt perfect. And I woke up one morning with the realization, go with this company, like, do it. And so I did. The company is charging me for this year's timeshare fees and next year's the equivalent of this year's and next year's timeshare fees, and then I will be out of any kind of responsibility to this timeshare. I will be out. So I thank you, wonderful God, for the guidance to do this. I thank the Better Business Bureau, and I thank the wonderful woman who worked with me. Her name is Bonnie. So, that makes me think of Being a Christ. Yay, right here. Being a Christ by Ann and Peter Meyer on page 139 says, the universe is dynamic. We are dynamic beings who have the innate capacity to live lives of power and supreme joy. Supreme joy, huh? Yeah. So, my sisters, my brother-in-law, and I experience joy discovered. And we all do that in one way or the other. I'm sure you do too. So with inner Christ guidance, we can pray and then meditate. Pray for perfect right action, perfect guidance, perfect realization of our joy, and then accept it with gratitude. We need to always remember the gratitude part of a prayer. Thank God right in the prayer, because that way we know, we're telling God that we know God listens and God manifests. So we thank God ahead of time for our manifestation. And so we discover our joy. So I thank you very much for your attention, and God bless you, and have a joyful day and joyful forever. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. It seems like what she's telling us is we can find joy in the small things in life and the large things too. Thank you. It's really, really beautiful. Reason. Well, when we honor God, what comes to mind is Malachi 3, verse 10. Bring all of the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be food in my house, and try me now in this, says the Lord of hosts, if I will not open for you the windows of heaven and pour out for you such a blessing that there will not be room enough to receive it. So thank you for supporting the teaching of the inner Christ. with your love donations through our website at theteachingoftheinnerchrist.org, or also we gratefully accept a mail, Teaching of the Inner Christ, 1114 North 2nd Street, El Cajon, California, 92021, 5008. And I know that God blesses each and every one of us, knowing that we are filled with God's love and God's abundance, and so it is, and so we let it be. Amen.